Hello everyone, welcome to this new Swift testing series about the new framework that came with the WWDC 2024. The Swift testing framework designed to simplify and enhancing testing in Swift. They come with a lot of documentation that help us how to define a test function, how to organize our test function with what we call Swift types, migrating also from the XCTest to the Swift testing. A lot of the documentation that exists already in the Apple documentation. We cover how to migrate from XCTest to the new Swift testing framework. But before that, I have prepared a little presentation about Swift testing, what are the benefits, and a little comparison between Swift testing and XCTest. First of all, the benefit of Swift testing, they come with defined test function almost anywhere with a single attribute, integrate seamlessly with Swift concurrency, a lot of arguments that we can reduce the number of duplication our code testing, enable also test dynamically depending what we call on runtime condition, especially using the threads, can be run in parallel with XCTest. Major difference between XCTest and Swift testing come with that XCTest support only classes and that must be inherited from XCTest case. Setup, as you know, there is a setup and teardown down that are replaced with init and the init, the notion of subgrouping. To install, to use Swift testing, we try to use a solution, we try to download first of all Xcode 16 that come with the last version, which is the Xcode beta 16 version 3. We can install, and I will share with you a link to use this software which we call Xcodes, and install after that the suitable version. For my side, I use the Xcode 16 beta 3 version. First of all, I have a demo framework that we choose to create our demo project based on iOS framework that come basically with testing system that includes Swift testing, but we can also use the XCTest framework if we want. We will name our project Discover New Swift Testing, and after that we register our project in our desktop. The project comes with two targets, the test target and the production target. As you can see, the test target comes with a struct template, which is discover new Swift testing tests that include a test function called example. This test function example, it's support by default Swift concurrency using async throws, and after that we have the test for the test panel. This test panel, we can run our testing using that, or also using the command +u if you want to run using our keyboard our unit testing. The function test in our case is example. It's used to, there is no code in this function, and because it takes sometimes time, especially for the first launch, it takes times. After launching our test, we will get the result in what we call the XCTest plan. We have a test passed with a coverage for 100%. Until now we didn't have a production code, but we will try to add that step by step. I will delete the template and will begin with creating a test function. This test function will be to check if a number, an int, it's odd or not. We'll begin with our annotation, which is add test, which is a macro. First of all, we will choose a name for our testing. Maybe it's check if number is odd. By default, we have, as I said, the support for Swift concurrency with async throws, but until now, I think for this testing, we didn't need that. We can delete, if you want, the async throws, and we will use the expect to check if our number, for example 2, it's odd or not. Expect is also a macro that replaces all the assertion that we know, the XCT assert equal, etc. The XCT assert it's not nil, it's nil. Every assertion that you know in the XCTest can be replaced with the expect macro. For that, I will add an extension for int to check if a number is odd or not. The variable which is a boolean, and check if our int number it's divisible, it's multiple of 2 or not. If it's not multiple of 2, it's odd. I will correct that after. It should be different of 0. As you can see, the code, it's very simple with Swift testing. The expect really come to replace a lot of assertion that come with XCTest. 2, it's not odd. That's why when we will launch our test using maybe the square in the left, our test should fail. And Swift testing give us a lot of explanation about why our test it's not working. Really very readable to read this explanation to check if the number 2, as we know, it's not odd. And we can change our production code and relaunch our test another time. After that, it should work. We have the green mark in the test, and also in the panel in the left. We can also customize our testing name using what we call the trait message that we can add in the parentheses of the add test. And after that, after we launch our test, we will check that the name of our test is changed. It's not automatically changed. We should rerun the test to check if the name is changed. Now we can duplicate our testing. We try to have 2 testing. The coverage it's already 100, no changes, and we will try now to duplicate our testing to have another test, but now to check if the number is multiple of 2. That's why we will change our message, the name of our function, and also the code inside the function. We'll maybe have a function check if number it's multiple of 2, something like that. And I think we keep 2, it's not odd. For this side it's correct, but we should change maybe the first test to be, if you want to check if 3 it's odd, it's odd. You can do that. After that we have 2, it's not odd, to check if it's multiple of 2. As you know, we can replace this variable with the function it's multiple of 2, which exists already in the Foundation API. And after launching the first, in this example I launched only the first test, but we can launch all the tests using the command +u, and after that we will check that every test work fine. I will launch now the command +u. Great. We can integrate our two tests in one struct that we can name it if you want number tests. It's a struct. It can be also a class or an actor. No problem for that. But after that, we will check that all the two tests will be combined in our test reporter in one place called number tests, and we can launch all the tests from this number tests, and it's great to have this possibility to launch tests without using struct or classes, or integrate them in classes or struct or actor. We'll move now to a specific thing about Swift testing, which is threads that we can use to customize our testing. We'll begin with the disabled threads. Threads come with Swift testing that they are way to customize our Swift testing tests. They can be used to add metadata, something like tags, etc. There's a lot of threads. Example, the enabled threads, the tag threads, the bug threads, and the time limit tests. We'll discover every type of threads after that in the coming video. After launching our tests after disabled, we'll check that the coverage it's decreased. It's normally understanding because we have disabled our first testing, and our coverage will be reduced. And in our XCTest plane, we'll discover that we have now what we call included and excluded test. We'll check that in the excluded test we have the first test that we disabled, and the included test we have the second test that it's already enabled by default. We can make some search using tags, etc., but we'll discover that in the next video. I think it's all for this video. We have a lot of things that we discover about Swift testing, etc. There is some other video that explain Swift testing that we will discover soon in our Swift Academy courses. See you soon. Thank you.